Secretary of Defense Ash Carter and Senator John McCain sparring on Capitol Hill, the two wrestling over America's fight against ISIS, and Secretary Carter confirming what we all already knew, but President Obama refused to admit.
Mr. Secretary, on the 1st of December, before the House Armed Services Committee, Congressman Forbes asked General Dunford, quote, "Have we currently contained ISIL?" General Dunford, we have not contained ISIL. Mr. Secretary, do you agree with General Dunford?
I agree with what General Dunford said, yes.
Former U.S. Army Kiowa Warrior helicopter pilot in command, an Iraq and Afghanistan combat veteran, Amber Smith goes on the record. Nice to see you, Amber.
It's great to see you, too.
President Obama said right before the Paris attack, ISIS is not contained, or was not.
Look, I was happy to see Secretary Carter today say that ISIS is not contained. And I think he was sort of...
Or he said it was contained. I'm sorry. Obama said that it was contained.
Yeah, so I was happy to hear Secretary Carter disagree with Obama, because if he didn't, he would essentially be lying to Congress and lying to the American people. We all know ISIS isn't contained. And what I didn't like was the follow-up that Josh Earnest gave when he tried to say, oh, what they meant was that ISIS is tactically contained. ISIS is not tactically contained. That doesn't mean staging Iraqi security forces outside of Mosul and Ramadi waiting for something to happen. That's not tactical containment. That we wouldn't be talking about sending attack helicopters and increasing advisor assets and training and equipping and millions of more dollars into the fight.
Could we beat ISIS?
Oh, absolutely. But our strategy has got to be drastically changed and incredibly aggressive. We have to fight it on two fronts. One, the ideology globally, and two, we have to fight the enemy as it exists today. That means taking off the gloves, using all capacities of our military might, and going in and taking back Mosul, Ramadi, and their headquarters in Raqqa to disrupt their operations and financials in order to take the situation back over. So I think it's fairly naive to say that there's not going to be some form of U.S. military ground involvement to take this fight back.
How frustrated are you? You're a vet, you flew helicopters in combat, and now as we look what's going on over there, I can't imagine what it means to you.
No, it's so naive. What our military has to, it's very frustrating to see a commander-in-chief sort of lose every single game that we made. What our military has to offer today in terms of what we are up against with ISIS and fighting in Iraq and Syria today, we have over 14 years of experience of fighting this type of enemy, this type of insurgency-style warfare where they're attempting to blend in with the general population. We know what they look like, their tactic, techniques, and procedures. We know how to fight this enemy, but we can't do it if the commander-in-chief is not allowing us to do our job.
Frustration just you, or to everyone you talk to, all your former colleagues in the military, current and former?
Absolutely, current and former, because you want to know who the big loser here is? The United States military. When we are not fighting them now and today in the size that ISIS is right now, guess who's going to be fighting them tomorrow when someone sooner or later realizes that we're going to have to destroy them as they stand?
When you hear the term war fatigue, I mean, look, I'm not going to have to go. You flew helicopters in combat. You risked your life. I did. I mean, no matter what, I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of when I hear that Americans are war-weary or they're tired of war. We need to wake up to the fact that our enemy is at war with us. So we can sit here and be passive and see more San Bernardino-style attacks, Paris attacks happen around the world, or we can wake up and acknowledge that this enemy is going to continue to come after us until we destroy them.
Amber, thank you very much, and you know, I appreciate you serving in combat in that helicopter. It meant that the rest of us didn't have to. Anyway, thank you very much.
Greta.